What a great opening line Jesus has. If your brother sins against you. I don't know about you, but I had 2 sisters and 1 brother. My sisters never sinned against me, but oh boy, did my brother sin against me, and did I sin against him as well. We fought like cats and dogs every single day. I think it really drove our parents crazy. We were the exact opposites. We had this tiny, tiny little bedroom. It wasn't that wide. There's a bunk bed in the middle. On the left was my little desk and bookcase. On the right was his. And down the middle of the room, there was this really strict line of demarcation. And I told Father Jay it was stronger than the DMZ separating South and North Korea. It was a really serious thing. And we were just so opposites in everything we did. And there's only 15 months between us, only 1 class grade, so you can imagine the level of competition and fighting. But as I said, we were so different. If you came into our room when we were little, you would have seen on my side all of my books were neatly stacked in height order. All my little trophies were in symmetrical position. Everything was really, I was a control freak as a little kid. And my brother's side was complete chaos. One day, he crossed the DMZ. One day, he went on my side. He was really angry at me for, I'm sure, no good reason. And he came onto my side and he just messed everything up. When I came into the room, I was so furious, so angry, so full of desire for revenge. It's like, just seething. I was like, I'm going to straighten up his things, and I'm going to get even with him. And then I'm like, no, that really isn't. You can't get back at someone who's a slob. There's like no way to get back at them. But I share that story with you because we were both brought up as, Catholic Christians. We went to church, we went to CCD, went to Catholic high school. We knew the teaching that we had in today's second reading. St. Paul's letter to the Romans is absolutely beautiful. He sets out that ideal of what the Christian life should be like. We should love each other as we love ourselves. There's no higher commitment, no higher law than to love. And I think that's my first point in my homily. It's this contrast that we have between today's second reading, that ideal that St. Paul speaks about in abstract terms about love, and then I love the way Jesus comes in with the gospel. It's like, yeah, your brother's going to annoy you, and you're going to annoy your brother. And there's going to be people in your lives that you're always going to have frictions with. So the first point is that contrast between the ideal that we all know and the reality where we live. And Jesus is not a pushover. Jesus sets the bar actually quite high. He doesn't say we should just love those who are nice to us, or love those, who smile at us, or love those who vote like I do, or love those or whatever. Jesus puts the bar very, very high. He even says to love our enemies. In other words, Jesus is telling us to love everyone, to truly be Catholic. The word Catholic means universal. If we're not loving everyone, we're not really Catholic. My second point, though, is because that bar is so high, and because we're always falling below it, there's a temptation to kind of give up. There's a temptation like, don't even try. Jesus wants us to speak well, think well, do well to others. It's just so hard. And so I think the devil is often there in our lives to tempt us, like not even to try. But Jesus says, no, you have to try day after day, and we have to try to be better and better. And don't give in to that temptation. We can be better day after day. We can be more Christian. The third part of my homily is, it's a difficult one. It's not something I would normally do, but I want to share with you a confession that I made probably about 20 years ago, or maybe more. And it's happened about 20 years after the crime was committed. But I was on a retreat, and the priest who was leading the retreat had a phrase that said, "The axe soon forgets, the tree always remembers." The axe soon forgets, the tree always remembers. And he said to us, we're all very good at remembering those people who hurt us, those people who acted like an axe against us, who chopped into us, who hurt us in many different ways. And that's just the nature of our lives. He said, but we conveniently forget the times when we were the axe and we were chopping into other people. And so I remember praying to the Holy Spirit to enlighten my mind, to help me to see those times when I acted like an axe to another human being. And I got to a really, really sad place. I was really in tears. Because the moment that came to me that really highlighted was something that happened about 3 or 4 times a year when I was growing up with my brother. Report card time. I would come back from report card time with straight A's, and I go right up to my brother. I go, la, 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 la. His report card was the exact opposite. And he would pummel me to death. Obviously, we'd both get in trouble. And I probably went to confession as a kid saying I was mean to my brother. But those extra years helped me to see, my brother had dyslexia. My brother had ADHD. My brother really, really struggled academically. And it just dawned on me in a really powerful way, how incredibly mean I was to my brother, how incredibly unchristian I was to my brother. And, I brought it, as I said, with tears in my eyes, brought it to confession and felt so much better after the confession to know that God forgave me all of that depth of meanness. And you'll be happy to know my brother has forgiven me as well. We have not had a fist fight in the last 2 months, so we're doing really, really well. We have a great relationship now. But I share this with all of us. We probably all have at least one person in our lives that we've probably acted like an axe to them, probably hurt them in really profound ways. Wouldn't this be the day in which we can really ask God to give me that depth of sorrow, to help me see so that I don't go down that path again, that I really try to love, that I try to cross that bar. You want me to love my enemies. You want me to love everyone. Don't give up in the fight, to really try and strive with all our mind, with all our heart, to truly love one another, to truly even love someone whom today perhaps we consider our enemy. That's what Jesus wants for all of us. May we truly strive to cross that bar.